Good morning, Ospreys. You're watching UNF Now on UNF Media, where we bring you all the campus news you need now. I'm Annalise Delgado.
And I'm Jasmine James. So I hear we have an interesting interview today.
Yeah, we're talking to Rachel McNeil, who's the Interfaith Center Coordinator.
Wow, yeah, I know today starts the Interfaith Week, correct?
Yep, that's why we're talking to her. Right after news, we'll have that interview.
All right, awesome.
Nothing makes the stress of being a college student melt away faster than taking a sledgehammer to a car. Of course, you don't want to destroy your car, but it's legally frowned upon to smash your neighbor's car as well. So what's a person to do? Head out to the Union today and you'll get a chance to smash a non-functioning car with a sledgehammer, all in the name of charity. Sigma Alpha Epsilon is hosting this activity from 9 to 5, and all proceeds will go to the Children's Miracle Network. And dreaming about standing next to the Eiffel Tower? Or maybe you've always wanted to visit the Notre Dame Cathedral. If France is calling your name, then answer the call by attending a study abroad info session sponsored by the French Club. This meeting will feature people who have studied abroad in France before. Along with free food, you'll also receive advice and personal experience from these travelers. The session will be held today from 11 to 12:30 in Building 58, Room 3806. And it's already starting to feel like spring, and we still have a month to go. Here's your UNF Now weather report. Like we said earlier in the show, we're here with Rachel McNeil, who's the Interfaith Center Coordinator, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about Interfaith Week, right?
Yeah.
So what exactly is Interfaith Week?
This is our 6th annual Interfaith Week, and Interfaith Week's goal is to raise awareness about religious diversity and non-religious diversity on UNF campus. And by religious diversity, we mean Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, and everything in between. And by non-religious diversity, we mean atheism, agnosticism, simply spiritual, and everything in between there as well. And this year's theme is Once Upon a Time, Sharing Our Stories, and that theme was picked by students. And the emphasis is on how personal story can build relationships and bridge difference.
That's really interesting. And I understand that each day you have different events.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little about each event?
Well, there are 11 events over the course of the next 5 days, so I won't go in details about all of them. But today we have Chris Stedman on campus, and he'll be offering 2 workshops and a keynote this evening. And Chris Stedman is a humanist, the assistant humanist chaplain at Harvard, and he recently wrote a book called Faithiest: How an Atheist Found Common Ground with the Religious. And he's on campus today talking about how the religious and the non-religious can build relationships and work together for the common good in communities.
Great. And I know that this is the 6th annual Interfaith Week, correct?
Yes.
How has this week differed from other weeks in the past?
Well, this year in particular, students have done most of the planning, and we started doing planning in October, and we got a group of students together, about 11 of them, to come up with the theme and all the events that students wanted to see on campus. So when you see an Interfaith Week event, you know that student planning went into that, and there will also be student volunteers at each of our events. And you can find each of our events on our Facebook page, and you can go to UNF Interfaith Center on Facebook and see all of those events, and students have been connected to each one.
Okay, great. And I know that I went to the Interfaith Center page and I saw the Doors to Dialogue. We did a story about that last week, and I see that last year's were up on the Facebook page as well.
Yes, last year's Doors to Dialogue were used for an interfaith photo booth where students came and got their picture taken in front of the doors with pieces of paper that talked about their religious or non-religious identity and why they believed in serving others.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and so my last question is, why is this event important to the UNF community?
Well, we think that Interfaith Week is important in raising awareness about religious and non-religious identities, and the diversity between them is important because we live in the most religiously and ideologically diverse country in the world,
Right.
and possibly in all of history. And so, and because of that, we live on a very religiously diverse campus as well. And so it's very important for students to get to know who each other are, and to build solid relationships so that they can work together well to make this campus a better place for all students. And as students go out in the workforce, they need to be able to work with people of different ideological backgrounds.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. I know that you and the students have been working really hard for this event. You know, so UNF students and faculty and anyone else, the good thing is it's all week.
Yes.
You know, so if you have class or you have work or something to do, you can always go the next day.
Yes.
Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Now let's go to Jasmine James with your Entertainment Now.
Your Entertainment Now, I'm Jasmine James. Well, Jacksonville, the Riverside Arts Market is finally back for its 5th year running. The Arts Market is back in Riverside under the Fuller Warren Bridge at the intersection of I-95 and I-10. Every Saturday until December from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Arts Market displays various vendors from homemade jewelry to fresh-grown produce, as well as bustling with live entertainment and local bands. Be sure to stop by and see what local Jacksonville citizens have to offer. Coming to DVD this week is the romantic comedy Playing for Keeps. Gerard Butler plays a washed-up soccer player who returns to his hometown to coach his son's soccer team. Unfortunately, getting his life together proves not as easy as it seems, as attractive soccer moms Catherine Zeta-Jones, Jessica Biel, and Uma Thurman pursue him at every turn. Be sure to check this film out, as it's not only a heartwarming story, but it's sure to give you a good laugh. If you're looking for some entertainment here on campus, the Music Flagship program has a lovely treat. Presented by the UNF Opera Ensemble, Gianni Cicci is the one-act comic opera event. Today is the last day to catch this show, so stop by the Robinson Theater at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 for adults and free for UNF students with an ID. Now let's check in with Sam Hauser to see what the world of sports is like today. Here's your UNF Now Sports Report.
With your UNF Now Sports Report, I'm Sam Hauser. The men's basketball team used a 51-point second half to shock the Lipscomb Bison in Nashville on Saturday night. They ended the regular season on a positive note with an 85-78 win over Lipscomb. Travis Wallace led the way with 25 points, but it was freshman Ray Rodriguez who stole the show in the second half and helped lead the Ospreys to the comeback win. After taking and missing just one shot in the first half, Rodriguez went 5 for 5, including 4 for 4 from beyond the arc and 16 points in the second. The win gave the Ospreys the 7th seed in the Atlantic Sun Tournament, and they'll play Florida Gulf Coast in the quarterfinals on Wednesday at 2:30. The women's team also won in comeback fashion in Lipscomb on Saturday. They beat the Bison 61-49. Key Connor led the team with 18 points, and Renisha Lamar added 16 and 7 boards. Lipscomb shot 1 of 11 from three-point land in the second half, which allowed the Ospreys to outscore the Bison 40-18 for the comeback win. The women's team finished the year as the 5 seed and will play USC Upstate in round 1 on Thursday at 6 p.m. Both the men's and women's game can be seen on ESPN3.com. Good luck to our Ospreys as they make their way to Macon, Georgia, as Mercer will host the tournament this year. And for the sake of disparity, let's move from the hardwood to the diamond. It was another successful weekend for UNF softball, which continued its winning ways at home. The Ospreys finished a perfect 5-0 to sweep and win the Osprey Invitational. They beat Princeton twice, including in the championship game, St. Bonaventure twice, and Delaware State once. They outscored opponents 25-6 in the tournament. The team improved to 8-0 at home and 19-4 overall. Their next game is, what do you know, at home on Tuesday against Florida A&M. Good luck to our Ospreys. Swoop. Registration for intramural kickball and sand volleyball begins on Thursday this week at 8 a.m. You can register online on UNF's website. And hopefully you're already registered for 4-on-4 flag football and dodgeball, because those two seasons start today. Good luck to all participants. Remember, play hard, have fun, and most importantly, go win that t-shirt. The shirt may be free, but bragging rights that come with it are priceless. Also, congratulations to the UNF rugby team, who beat North Georgia 31-0 to win their second straight USARS championship.
So I heard you mention the Atlantic Sun tournament.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Oh, it's the postseason for the Atlantic Sun. UNF's in it. They got the 7th seed. It was a really big win against Lipscomb. I mean, just because now they don't have to play Mercer until the championship. At least if they had lost that game, they would have been the 8th seed and would have had to play Mercer in the first round, which would have been just a little bit rough. So they got a break there. It's not going to be a lot easier. I mean, they match up better against Florida Gulf Coast than they do against Mercer, but you know, we'll hope for the best.
Yeah, we definitely will keep our fingers crossed. Well, make sure you check out our website, unfmedia.com.
And also be sure to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UNFmedia.
Thank you for tuning in and check in with us anytime you need your news now. Have a great day, UNF.